Hello and welcome to the show. This is the Fantasy Genio Show. I am your host, the Fantasy Genio, and I know I haven't put out content in a while, but now that fantasy season is ramping up, you're gonna see a lot more of my videos, so be on the lookout for those. And guys, please share, subscribe, support the channel. The more you guys do that, the more subscribers I get, the more I can do this more often. And I can, who knows, maybe one day leave the 9 to 5. But for now, gotta do it, gotta support the family. So I'm doing this on the side, help you guys win a fantasy championship. All right, so what I wanna talk about today is teams that are primed to put up fantasy points. I don't mean DSTs, I don't mean defense and special teams. Teams that have done something in the off season or last season, coming into this season, that I believe have 2 or 3 players possibly that can do something for fantasy purposes. So let's get it started, all right? The first team I want to talk about is the Chicago Bears. I like what they've done. They've improved their offensive line dramatically. So this is obviously going to help that team, especially 2 players. Number 1 is Caleb Williams. Number 2, D'Arian Swift, excuse me. D'Arian Swift, not too in on him, never have been, don't really care for him too much, but I do think he might perform well this year, especially that the offensive line has dramatically improved. They got one of the best centers this offseason, Drew Dahlman. They also drafted Ozzy Trapilo, not really sure how to pronounce that, in the 2nd round. So these guys did everything they can to improve their offensive line, which should help the running game. Depending on where D'Arian Swift lands ADP wise, might take a flyer on him, not sure. Now here's the guy, high risk, high reward. This guy has all the weapons he can possibly have to make it happen for this team, and that's Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams is in a prime spot to be possibly a top 5 quarterback at the end of the season. And a bit. He's got everything. He's got offensive line. He's got tons of wide receivers to throw to. He's got run game. He is prime. New coaching staff. I really like what this team has done. I just don't know if Caleb Williams is still gonna get it done. Not because of his skills. He's a great quarterback. He's got the arm talent. He's got the moxie, the poise, that it factor from a QB perspective. He can scramble, get free, make things happen. The one knock, and you guys, if you've heard me, I've talked about this, and that's the one thing that I'm going to give him the negative on is character. Now, he's not a bad dude. I don't think he's a bad guy at all or a diva per se. I haven't really seen that from him, but he is a little flamboyant, and he's a bit unorthodox, if you will, especially trying to command and lead a locker room. I don't know how his offensive line feels about that. It could go either way. It could be like, well, that's him doing his thing. Or it could be, who is this guy? What's he doing? Why does he do these things? And if an offensive lineman is not buying into whatever it is quarterback is doing, things could happen there, and it negatively impact the quarterback. But I do believe that if those things iron out and they really do believe in him as a quarterback and they believe in what he brings to the locker room, watch that team and watch Caleb Williams. So I might grab him as a 2nd QB if I wanted to do a 2nd QB type of roster, not 2 QB starters, grabbing him as your backup. I know some people don't like that. I sometimes don't do that. It all depends. I know there's a strategy where you want to have as many running backs and wide receivers in your bench to see who pans out, and then you possibly have a guy there, and that's a little tip. But sometimes I will throw a flyer on a backup 2nd QB. Caleb Williams might be it. He won't be my first, but possibly 2nd. Then he becomes your starter because he's good, and then your starter you can flip and maybe get something in return. That's always a viability. All right. So Chicago Bears. All right. Now, next team, New England Patriots. Okay. I know the team has sucked for the last few years. I mean, since Brady left, so haven't been good. But I believe that with Vrabel there, that makes a world of a difference. Okay, and they did do some other things that team that I like. Do like Drake May also. I think he's a good fantasy. He can be a good fantasy quarterback. He's a running quarterback, so those guys are going to get points. They're always going to get points. You can get them later in rounds and in drafts. Excuse me. So Drake May, think he might be a sleeper. All right, Drake May might be a sleeper. You got Stephon Diggs. I don't know what to say about him. Never been a fan. Mainly character issues. Does affect a locker room. Drake may not force it to him. That's all bad. If this guy's making him throw his way when he doesn't see it, gotta be organic. He's gotta go through his reads. Okay, he doesn't like it elsewhere, and I think Diggs has to kind of buy into that, and I'm hoping Vrabel can change that because Stephon Diggs is going pretty late in rounds. And he might be a sleeper. He might be somebody that can put up points this year. Another high risk, high reward thing. But it's all because of the character. So if Mike Vrabel can somehow get him to buy into what he has for this team and just fall in line, I think you got something here. Okay. Also like Hunter Henry. Hunter Henry, you can get him late in drafts as well as a tight end, and he could potentially blow up. He could be a top 7 tight end, and it's fine. I do believe Drake May will look to have a safety blanket, and I think Hunter Henry is that guy. Okay. All right. Next team. It was a little, writing this. I know I wrote my notes, but I wrote these a little bit before recent news. So Matt Stafford having some back issues that might derail his comeback or his starting time. This is a problem for me in all aspects. I think if he's healthy, then the team you have, Puka. I like Puka if Stafford is there. Devontae Adams might do something. I still think he can put up some points, but I don't really like him for fantasy. I don't think he's consistent enough. I need somebody who's going to give me double digits every week, and I don't think he's it. I think he can give you 20 or 31 and then give you a 2 or a 4 some other weeks, and that's just not going to cut it for me. I'd rather have Puka who's going to give me 10, 15, 20 and have those big games as well. But all that hinges on Matt Stafford being there. Okay. You got Kieran Williams, who I also like. He might be quarterback proof. He's a running back. Did have some fumbling issues, but I still think the team likes him. I still think coach likes him. So still pick him up, especially I think he's going 3rd or 4th round. I think that's a good spot for him. So you're going 2 wide receivers, running back, then you can probably grab him in the 3rd round. Okay. Now, this very next team I've liked for the last maybe 4 years for fantasy purposes. I am literally trying to grab a guy from this team every single year. And that's the Detroit Lions. I really like what this team has done. Coaching staff is great. Team is great. Still has a great offensive line. I know they lost a couple of guys. Frank Ragnow and Kevin Zeitler are the 2 guys they lost. But they got replaced in the draft, early in the draft. So I think they did a great job. I still think their offensive line is going to be good for fantasy. Jahmyr Gibbs, go ahead and fire him, grab him wherever you can, if you can. He is going to be a 1st round pick. So I'm in on Jahmyr Gibbs. He's awesome. Also like Amon-Ra St. Brown. I think he is great as well. He's a safe pick. I don't think he's going to blow up like that. I don't know if he's worth a 1st round pick. I'd still take him in the 1st round, maybe 1st or 2nd round. I still think he's great. Some say that maybe Jameson Williams is going to take some targets from him and possibly going to score more points than St. Brown. I don't know if that's true. Williams is a go route guy to me. He's not a possession receiver. I know St. Brown is, he lines up on the outside, but he can line up on the inside too. And to me, he is a secondary or 1st or secondary safety blanket for Jared Goff. The other one being Sam Laporta. I think Sam Laporta is great too. I think you should grab him. He didn't have the greatest season last year in comparison to his rookie year, but I still think he's going to put up points, and I'd still take him. Okay. I mean, even Jameson Williams, I mean, in the right round, maybe throw a flyer at him too. And really can pick anyone from this team. There's such a great team all around. So fire up Detroit Lions. And here's the next team. Next team, you might say, well, I mean, everybody knows this team is good. I mean, they've made it to the Super Bowl, you know, so many times. And you got Patrick Mahomes. And yes, talking about the Chiefs. But there's a reason. I think their O-line improved dramatically. I don't think their offense was that great last year in comparison to other years. They still made it to, you know, bowl and all that. Patrick Mahomes still does magic, but he wasn't a good fantasy player last year. And this might be good for us fantasy players this year. Okay, Patrick Mahomes going a little bit later in drafts, maybe 5th, 6th, 7th round. I think he's going to be a lot better for fantasy this year. I think he's going to run more, and I still think he's going to put up way more points than he did last year. So Patrick Mahomes, it's hard to say, right? Sleeper, but I think people are sleeping on him. I think people are sleeping on him, and in the right round, I mean, if he falls to the 7th, I'm snatching him. Just telling you right there and there, okay? Backs are going to be good too. They improved their offensive line, so their running backs are going to be great. Isaiah Pacheco, there's just something about him that you just don't know. I did break his leg here, so I'm a little iffy on him. And Kareem Hunt is just terrible to watch on TV. He gets it done through volume. You know, maybe the right round, you can throw a flyer on him. I think he's going to play. He's going to his touches, so might be viable, especially with an improved offensive line. Guy here that I like, and this is a big if, another high risk, high reward, and that is Rashee Rice, who has a suspension looming. Okay, it's the only thing kind of, you know, making me weary about picking him up. So it depends where in drafts he goes, like where his ADP is. But I do like him. I think he's going to be the number one. I don't think Worthy is. Kelsey is out. I'm out on Kelsey. I think he's done, and I think he should retire. Rashee Rice is very interesting, and I'm going to obviously be looking to see what happens to him. If he gets a 2-game suspension, I'm in. I'll grab him. I don't care. 5th round, 4th round, 6th. Hopefully he drops because of suspension. Even better. All right. The next team that I'm going to talk about, and I really do like this team this year. I think they're going to do something, and that is the Minnesota Vikings. They had a great offensive line last year. I mean, they were a playoff team. They had a great record during the regular season, which is what we care about. We don't care about their playoffs. We care about our playoffs, and we care about what they're doing in their regular season. And I still think this team is going to do well, even with J.J. McCarthy, who I also like, by the way, as a sleeper later on in drafts. I think if he gets the nod, if he gets the start, I think he can actually do something for fantasy purposes. He's going to make some rookie mistakes, but I still think he's going to put up points, like a minimum 20 or 15 to 20 minimum every week, with that blow-up game that he rushes for like 2 touchdowns and he gives you 30 or something like that. That's great. And I'm looking for guys like that. So with this improved offensive line, added Will Freeze, and he's great, and I think he's going to make that team. He had a great offensive line last year. They improved this year. I think whole offense is going to get better, similar to the Detroit Lions. So you have Justin Jefferson. He's golden. I think he's quarterback proof. He's going to get it done. He's going to get his, and I think you should grab him if you can in the 1st round. He is, to me, the wide receiver 1. And Jamar Chase, 2. Close to, right? Just slightly under. Okay, I know you might think I'm crazy, but I think he's a better wide receiver. I think he's going to get it done no matter what. Don't trust Joe Burrow to play the whole season. There's some things there that they're just iffy about. Also, Jamar Chase just signed a big extension. that might cause some things from a negative perspective. So I'm shying away from him as one of those top 5 picks. I'm a low pick in the first round, and he's there. I'm gonna grab him. That's not even a thing. But as your one, I don't know. I'm gonna shy away from that. But I do like Justin Jefferson. I also like Jordan Addison, also a sleeper, mainly because he might have a suspension looming. He had a DUI, so but think he's gonna blow up. He's there. He's gonna blow up. And Justin Jefferson's gonna get all the attention. He'll still get it done with all the attention, but Jordan Addison is gonna get less attention, and he's gonna get it done too. Now, here's the sleeper for this team, and that's Jordan Mason. Not Aaron Jones. Jordan Mason is the guy I'm grabbing in all my drafts. As long as he goes where he's going now, 8, 9, 10, 11 round ADP, Jordan Mason is one of my running backs, and I'm likely starting him too. I don't think Aaron Jones is going to last. I think he's going to get injured just like he always does. He's always going to have something happen to him. He's got fumbling issues. Think Jordan Mason is the guy here. I mean, he lit it up in San Francisco, and I think he'll do it here too with a better offensive line. Jordan Mason, remember I said that. All right. Now, this is another team I like. Not for defense. I think they're going to put up, whoever this team plays against is going to put up points against them. But that's a good thing for fantasy because that means they got to put up points too, and they will. I think this team is going to blow up for fantasy, and that is the Las Vegas Raiders. Okay? Ashton Jeanty. Fire him up. First, second round, whatever you feel. Don't be shy. Go ahead and grab him. Brock Bowers. Grab him too. He's a wide receiver in a tight end position. I'm taking him. I like him. First, second round. Grab him. Geno Smith is there. He's an upgrade. So Brock Bowers did it with no quarterback. He's going to do it with Geno Smith. I don't think Geno Smith is all that great. He's okay, serviceable. But I think he's going to make the team better. Okay, especially for fantasy purposes. You know what make that team a lot better for fantasy purposes? Pete Carroll. Yes. Pete Carroll is one of the main reasons I like this team. I like Pete Carroll, especially on year 1. He is that guy that, just going to play for, right? And especially in the beginning, right? Maybe year 4 or 5, they'll be like, oh, it's the same thing over and over again, rah, rah. But I think in year 1, oh yeah, he's going to get it done for the team. I think he's a head coach for this team. And I think he's one of the main reasons that they're going to be successful, especially on the offensive side of the ball. Not sure how it's going to happen on the defense, but we'll see. They did improve their offensive line. Their offensive line got better last year, like the last maybe 4 or 5 games. They got a lot better, and I think they improved this year as well. So, again, I think all those things coupled together makes Bowers and Jeanty a surefire first, second round pick. No problems there. They're going to put up points. Bank on it. Jack Beck, rookie, might do something. You also got Jacoby Myers there. Might do a little something. If you can grab them later on, I'll throw flyers on those too. I think they might benefit as well. So, our players on that team that we can look at for fantasy purposes. All right, couple more. Here's another team I really like this year for fantasy purposes, and that's the Los Angeles Chargers. Really do like what they've there. I like the fact that Harbaugh as their head coach, I think that makes a world of a difference. I believe in head coaches that are good. They make the team exponentially better. They make players better. And that means that these players will put up points for fantasy. Ladd McConkey, fire him up. I don't care. I've heard some fantasy analysts say that he's too high. There's, another guy there, Trey Harris, that just picked up, going to take targets. I disagree with that. I think Ladd McConkey is a pick, maybe second or third round. Go ahead and do it. He's going to be that possession wide receiver that Justin Herbert is going to look for. He's got sure hands, great route running. He's going to give you points every week. Go ahead and grab Ladd McConkey, no problem. I grabbed him last year everywhere I possibly could, and he helped me a great deal. Now, I did grab him in like 6, 7 rounds, Excuse me. But it doesn't matter. You got to hit on your first round picks, and this is a hit to me. All right. Now, Omarion Hampton. I like this kid a lot. I like the situation he's in. This situation, remember, I am also about situations, especially for running backs. Najee Harris had some accident with his eye in 4th of July, so he's going to miss some time. That means fire up Omarion Hampton wherever possible. This guy loves to break tackles, shed tackles, and that's one of the most important stats for a running back. This guy's going to get you second level every time, most of the time, and he's going to put up points, okay? He's going to score touchdowns. He's going to break tackles and get you 10, 15 yards and just make people miss, tire defenses, okay? So go ahead and don't be shy. Grab Omarion Hampton. Najee Harris, depends where he goes. He hasn't done much, but I do like what they've done with that offensive line. Also, they signed Mekhi Becton. That is a great signing for them. That improves our offensive line dramatically. So, depends where Najee goes and if I do have Omarion Hampton or not. If I don't, I might look to get Najee. I don't know. We'll see. But I like what this team has done. Justin Herbert, might grab him later in drafts too. He might do something this year. Let's see. I might pull the trigger. He's not a fade for any stretch of the imagination. Any other wide receiver besides Ladd McConkey and Trey Harris is a fade. Okay, you don't get anybody else from that team. Those are your guys, and that's it. All right. Now, my absolute favorite team this year for fantasy purposes, and I think I've been alluding to this in my other videos, in my shorts, and in my around social media, wherever I have my videos. This team, I think, is primed for fantasy points all around the board. I mean, I think we've got guys that can score anywhere. Okay, that is the Denver Broncos. The Denver Broncos might be one of the best fantasy teams, or fantasy purposes teams in the NFL. Okay, I do believe they'll make the playoffs. Not sure how far they'll go after that, but their playoffs, I mean. But I think if you got maybe 2 guys from there, and 3 is a lot, but I'll take 2 guys from one team if I believe they're gonna blow up. Usually that's a combo, quarterback, running back, quarterback, wide receiver, something like that. That's usually what I'm doing. I try to, as best as I can. That doesn't always happen. But I'm definitely going to try to do something like that with this team. Bo Nix, grab Bo Nix. I think he's going to do great. I think he's a great character guy, great locker room guy. He's got the arm talent. He's got the running ability. He's going to put up points. I think Bo Nix, top 5 QB this year for fantasy purposes. Absolutely love RJ Harvey. Been talking about RJ Harvey before the Broncos got him. Okay? So if I'm talking about him, and now the Broncos got him because they have the very best offensive line in the NFL, you better believe I'm looking at those running backs. J.K. Dobbins, okay? I don't think he's going to pose a threat to RJ Harvey. They picked him way later. He's injury prone. Chargers let him go for a reason. So it's okay. I'm okay, and I'm taking that risk with RJ Harvey, even though he's a rookie. This is another break tackle, shed tackle guy. He's going to get it done too. And especially with this offensive line. He's going to be at the second level like every 2-3 runs. I think he's going to get there. And that's huge. That's huge for this team. I also love Evan Ingram. I think he's another sleeper. If you need a tight end later on, Evan Ingram is the guy to go to. Bo Nix is going to need a safety blanket, and I think he's going to be it. Okay? Cortland Sutton, grab him too. He's a little high for me, like maybe 3rd round. I think this is maybe 5th is more where I'd like to take him. But he's good. I still think he's going to be good for same reasons. I think Bo Nix is going to be good. The offensive line is the best offensive line, so he is going to benefit from it, okay? And the absolute other main reason besides the offensive line is Sean Payton coaching It's important. It matters for fantasy purposes. And Sean Payton has turned around that program. Okay? So all that together just screams fantasy points. And I am so in on this team. So if you have chances to grab guys from this team, please do it. And you'll thank me later. You'll remember this video, be like, yup, Fantasy Genio knew it. He knew about them Denver Broncos, and he knew about RJ Harvey, right? Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about my team. I think our team is not going to be very good this year. I think the only viable option there is Devon Achane, okay? Devon Achane is the only guy I'd be looking for on that team. I think he's going to blow up. He's going to be the only offensive weapon. We're going to be playing from behind, so they're going to be throwing short passes to him. So in P formats, please grab him as soon as you can because he's going to blow up. Tyreek Hill, it's disappointing that he's so fast, has crisp route running, can get open so easily, and then he drops passes or he has some kind of issue outside of football that causes him to just not play well. He can blow up. Obviously, he was the number 1 wide receiver 2 years ago, and last year he was a dud. I don't want that on my team. I don't want that on my Dolphins, and I don't want that on my fantasy team. Okay, you can grab him. There's high upside for sure, but that risk is just too high for me, and I don't know who we're getting. I don't know. Maybe if I see training camp and, if he's saying all the right things, but even that, I don't know. I might just shy away from him. Tua, again, I don't know what Tua we're going to get. Tua needs a Tyreek Hill to blow up, right? For him to blow up. Achane doesn't need any of that. And I think, again, those are the 3 guys viable. Maybe Jalen Waddle might do something. He still signed that big contract. And he might not get it done either, especially since he's kind of just chilling right now, getting guaranteed money. I don't know. And he does get injury prone, or he does get injured. I don't know if he's injury prone, but he does get injured. So I may or may not throw a flyer on him. It all depends where he goes, Jalen Waddle. But again, Devon Achane is the guy there. Okay? All right. That is the end of this video. I will be posting more videos since now fantasy football is ramping up. I will be doing a lot of shorts, a few more videos. I'll do one on the draft, on your draft, to help you guys during your draft. Gonna give you players that I like in the rounds, strategies that I use during every draft is different, so you do have to kind of scramble and pivot as guys are being taken off the board. Okay, but guys, I really need your help. I can't emphasize this anymore. Need your help to support the show. Okay, like, subscribe, comment, and share with everyone that you possibly know, so that I can help you, continue to help you, and help others win fantasy championships. This is the Fantasy Genio Show. Thank you for watching. And as always, let's get it.